3D modeling. In case if we want to make a prototype or we want to do a design scanning, like for example, an object is there, we want to scan it without breaking. In these cases, we will be going with a 3D scanner. A classic example for 3D scanner which you are familiar will be CT scan or MRI scan. MRI stands for magnetic resonance imaging and CT stands for computer tomography. These are medical industry applications of 3D scanners. So, basically when you say computer tomography, let us see how it works. Computerized tomography. So, you can get a question like what is tomography or basically how the CT scan works. So, what happens is like CT scan is a procedure in which 2D slices of a particular image will be taken and which will be combined into form a 3D image. A first step of series of 2D images of thin slices of an object are taken. Each slice is stored as a digital image in the computer memory, and using these 2D slices we will be producing a 3D object. That is the process called tomography, and basically we can say like CT computer tomography, basically used in medical industry. It does not have to be always medical industry, other purposes like industrial purpose also we do use certain CT scans. Now, when we say about data capturing devices, specifically automatic, there are different types of data capturing devices. Like you do not have to get into deep on all of the things, but I will give you an idea like each and every one. OCR, OMR, MICR, barcode reader, RFID, magnetic strip reader, smart card reader, biometric devices. These are some of the devices which can be considered as automatic. So, OCR stands for optical character recognition. It can be a software or it can be a hardware which can be used to convert the image or any other element to test format. It will be reading only the test. On the other hand, OMR stands for optical mark reading, which is used to extract mark, for example, like multiple choice questions. Shaded areas only will be read. This can be used for multiple choice questions or like election. These kind of places we can use this device. Then there is MICR, magnetic ink character recognition, a specific device and a software which scans magnetic ink in a particular printed page. Specifically, if you take bank check for example, there will be a magnetic ink at the bottom of the check which can be scanned using this MICRs to recognize whether the check is genuine or not. Then there is magnetic strip reader. See, these whatever we discuss will be indirectly applied in certain topics other than this. Okay. For example, magnetic strip reader will be going with barcode POS. So, like that it has a connected application. So, magnetic strip reader is a device which is used to read the magnetic strip. If you take the ATM card and take on the back side, you will be seeing a black strip, that is magnetic strip. To read these kind of things we use magnetic strip reader, not just in ATM card, certain doors if you want to unlock also you can use this strip reader in case if the lock mechanism is based upon magnetic strip. The same way other devices such as like biometric devices are devices which will be identifying physical characteristics or a behavior of a person to recognize whether the person is genuine or not. If you say RFID, it stands for radio frequency identification. It is a basic tag which is used, see certain doors also you will be seeing a keychain kind of unlock mechanism, it is RFID. But basically where and all we use RFID is to manage the inventory, to find out the parking lot, toll charges, or like even to use as a hotel room key, or even to tag the livestock. So, animals in a farm can go really far to find where they are. We will be tagging the animals with RFID. The full form of RFID is radio frequency identification. Then when you go with a smart card, it is also there in the ATM now. You can see like a small chip which has to be recognized. For that purpose we use smart card reader. Then one of the important topic in this particular chapter, barcode. A barcode reader is a device which we use to read the barcode, which will be reading black and light lines to understand a certain pattern, which is converted into ones and zero to recognize particular number. So, we will be discussing with biometrics. Biometrics is process or method in which we will be identifying a particular person based on his or her human characteristics. So, different types of biometrics devices which we can use are like fingerprint reader to recognize the fingerprint, Then specialized cameras which will be used to identify the retina scan. So, infra IR, you can simply call like IR scanner, okay, retina scanner, iris scanner, and we use cameras to recognize the face, microphone to recognize the voice. These are some of the biometric devices. So, the process involves like a person's unique characteristic is captured and stored in a database. When authentication is needed and new recording, basically like maybe scanning a fingerprint, okay, recording will be done. This new record is compared with a stored record, and if both records are correct or like same, then the person will be identified. For if you take for example a voice clip or like a short voice, maybe like hello, how are you, something like that, will be stored in the database of a person. So, whenever a person want to enter a door, he has to say the same words, and if both the tones, both the patterns are same when you compare, then that door will be opened. That is a very simple example for biometric devices. So, what are the advantages of biometric devices? Password can be forgotten, but biometric is like always will be there. It is not possible to forge body parts, so in case it will be much safer, and most of the time people do write down and leave the password and things, but this won't happen with the biometrics. Disadvantages include like initial hardware cost will be very high. Now, we will be getting into barcode reader. Barcode you are familiar with, like whenever you go to a shop, the people usually in the POS, point of sale, the location where you put the items and the shopkeeper will be scanning, right? They will be scanning the barcode only. So, it is a universal standard which everybody use. The places where you use include point of sale, stock control, library, or like other itemized applications, maybe like a specific item has to be kept with a barcode, so it will be easy to handle. These kind of purposes we will be using barcode. Advantage include like it is faster way to enter the data. When barcode are used as a way of recording data, they can improve the safety. These are some of the advantages. So, if you ask like what are the details stored in the barcode, it will include like equipment ID, date of purchase, manufacture date, expiry date, country code, place of manufacture. These are some of the details which will be stored in the barcode, and there may be a specific question regarding POS. Now, you know point of sale. Other than barcode, what are the devices which can be used? So, they may ask like both input devices or like output devices. When you go with some of the input devices which include like keypad, see most of the time barcode, if it has a small damage or some kind of blockage, it won't be scanned. In that case, we have to manually key the barcode number. For that, numeric keypad will be used. Screen, obviously it is output device which will be used to display the informations regarding like maybe price and speaker is again an output device which is used when, for example, like if there is error in reading barcode, it will be making a beep sound. And printer, or basically a receipt printer, will be used for itemized billing. Then there is another input device, which printer is output device, right? Input device which will be used is like magnetic strip reader, or you can go with smart card reader, which is used to read credit card or debit card. Touch screen either can be used like an input device or an output device. If you are writing for input device, you are not allowed to write as an output device. Mostly even the question doesn't specify. I advise you write it only in one place. So, touch screen can be used like an input device or an output device, and based on that we can write the application. So, these are other devices used in POS. How the barcode works? See, whenever you use a barcode, it will be using a red laser light. So, this red laser light will be focusing on barcode and will be reflecting back. The reflected back light will be detected by photoelectrical cells. So, different intensity light will be coming back. The dark area will be taking more light and light area will be reflecting more lights. So, based on that, the reflected light will be of different intensity. For example, like light, dark, 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 light, dark. So, this is the same way like the barcode will be there. Here there will be a dark line, there will be a light line, like that it will be reflecting based on that. And based on that we will be identifying like exact pattern of barcode and will be sent to the database. Once it reaches, before reaching the database, it has to be validated whether the barcode is correct or not. So, it will be validated and will be sent to the database. From that database, information will be retrieved and will be displayed on the screen. Now, there may be another type of question, or it can be asked in the form of flowchart, how the whole system works. So, let us say how a barcode can be used for stock control. In this case, for example, what we can use is like, see, stock control will be having obviously a database. So, whenever an item is taken from a particular location, it will be scanned. Once it is scanned and taken out, that particular item's stock will be reduced by 1. It will be doing as a continuous process until it reaches a minimum stock level. When it reaches the minimum stock level, that particular software will be asking for a reorder. This is how the basic stock control will be working with the help of barcode. So, whenever there is an item taken out, it will be scanned and will be sent to the database, so that that particular item's number will be reduced by 1. The same process will be repeating again and again and again until it reaches the minimum stock level. Once it reaches the minimum stock level, it will be asking for a reorder. So, whenever a new stock comes, it will be automatically updated to the database. This is the basic concept of how we will be using barcode for the stock control system. Now, we will be discussing about QR code, quick response code, which is like a new trend now, right. This is an example for QR code, which will be having a whole pattern. You can notice this QR code, you can see 3 squares in one like this, and one location will be empty. Based on that only, we will be identifying how the shape is. This is a 2-dimensional image, which is more durable actually as compared to the barcode. Barcode, if there is a small damage, it won't be scanning, but QR code can take more than 30% damage, still it will be working. QR code can store more information as compared to the barcode. Also, like whenever we want to use a QR code, we just need a smartphone, we don't need a special device for that purpose. So, once you scan it, it will be taken to a location where the information will be stored. In most of the cases, we will be needing an internet connection. So, how does the QR code work? We need a smartphone and we need to install for a particular application, whether it is Android based phone or like Apple based phone. We will need to install a specific application to scan the QR code. Once the QR code is scanned, while scanning, we have to position in an exact way, okay? Then only it will be scanned. The light will be reflected back to the camera based on the different patterns, and this pattern will be identified and will be making a particular code, which using that particular code, we will be sending the information which is required to the server. So, what happens is like we need to install a particular application on the phone. We will be scanning this QR code. It has to be scanned by proper positioning and alignment. Black squares will be reflected light, while the white square will reflect more light. The app on the mobile device process the image. Using this processed image, we will be getting the data. Using that data, we will be connecting to a particular website which has the information. So, only thing which we need to scan a QR code will be the smartphone. So, the remaining things will be continued, and a small task for the students. You have to do this and submit to the teacher. And before stopping the class, I want you to scan and register the attendance. So, thank you for the listening.